for a little bit, it was the biggest game in the world, but more recently, it seems like nobody's playing it. What happened? What's on, guys? Jay Hoyt back with you. Today, welcome back to XDefiant. Yes, the game that was once one of the biggest games in the world, or at least it kind of seemed like, right, just coming out. And it seemed like everyone was going to be playing this game. It was the COD killer. There were so many nicknames for it. So many things happening, with XDefiant being kind of the new game on the block. But then what happened, right? Everyone just kind of stopped playing it. They didn't really touch it anymore. And now it just seems like nobody plays this game or really cares about it much anymore, right? So right now, if I were to go on to like Twitch or something, right? I'm looking right now over on Twitch right now. Again, Twitch is like the streaming platform. It's also on YouTube and other streaming services too. But it has 1.1 thousand viewers. Right, there's one person that is leading the way with 133 viewers. Right, that's nothing. Right, and just for context, right now, so it's what, 3:30 on a Wednesday. Right now, I mean, just chatting always seems to be number one. Then you have FIFA 25 or FC 25 EA Sports, which just came out. So, of course, a lot of people are going to be playing that. Grand Theft Auto 5, Counter-Strike 2, World of Warcraft, Minecraft, Fortnite, League, Valorant, Warzone, Dota 2, Overwatch 2, Card Shop Simulator, Frostpunk, Deadlock, whatever that, I don't know what any of those games are. Apex Legends, Dead by Daylight, Virtual Casino. I could keep going down, down, and down. But, like, for example, right, just chatting, 587,000 viewers. Skip down to the next row. Warzone, 69.5 thousand viewers. Go on the one before, or next one down. Escape from Tarkov has 26,000. In order to get to 1.1 thousand people, I have to scroll for a good bit down here. What did I say? 1.1? So, where even is it? Right there. So, just for example, around the game that XDefiant is on, around the page that it's on, there is nobody watching it. Right? Nobody. Right? There's Osu. No idea what that even is. El Chavo. Microsoft Flight Sims down here. Super Mario Maker 2, Summoner's War, Science and Technology as a broad category, and a bunch of other games I have never heard of are all right with XDefiant. So what happened, right? Why is nobody really caring about this game anymore? So I feel like part of it is it doesn't have a lot of depth to the game. Now, don't get me wrong. When I first played it, I actually was enjoying it, right? It's a bit to get used to. It was something different. And especially when we first started playing it, Call of Duty is in kind of its, I guess I'll say, down months where, it's still alive and still, all the servers are active and everything. But for the most part, it's like I wanted to play something different. So that's when XDefiant became a thing. So it was like, okay, let's get on the game. Let's try this out. Let's, do it. So it wasn't a bad experience. It wasn't necessarily like super fun where I'd have to be on it every day. It felt like a very clunky Call of Duty, obviously made by a different developer and, different studios and, all that stuff. So like I said, it wasn't terrible, right? It was a fun time to start. And then also Valorant just came out to Xbox. So that was one, big reason was a lot of people on console wanted to play Valorant. So that became the big, one of the bigger games on, in the Xbox space. Then, of course, all the new games that are coming out and the original games that people are enjoying. And plus, like, there was no real, I don't want to say support behind it, but there wasn't a lot of people that cared. They tried it out. They were like, all right, yep, it's just another game that's kind of like average. And it's like, all right, cool, like whatever. But like, it wasn't a game that I could see myself playing for, any longer than like a month or two. And then after that is like, okay, I'm bored. Like, let's just go back to Call of Duty or go to Valorant and try that out. Because I played last night with Ben, and even though I had one really good game where I top fragged and did very well, the next like 3 games, of course it's nighttime and it's, you know, relatively late, and of course, you know, work, school, whatever people have in the morning is going to be coming up. Then it's like, well, alright, so I had one really good game. Next game I kind of did a little average, and then the game after that kind of just like declined. I'm like, alright, it's time to get off then. Like, I'm not obviously focusing enough to make this all worth it, but, you know, the gunplay in this game wasn't bad. The hit rate was a little weird, but maybe that was just kind of like how the game was built. The game modes were fine. Obviously, it's got some like abilities and stuff, so, you know, a lot of that wasn't bad, right? The concept for the game was here. You know, the game modes, the ideas, the thoughts, everything was there. It's just like, I don't know what changed, right? Why did everyone care about it? Then all of a sudden everyone's like, nah, I don't really care about this thing at all. So what changed? I guess this is a big question for, you know, the viewers and people that either still play XDefiant or did play XDefiant, was what changed, right? Did your idea for the game when it first came out, you were kind of like me, where it was exciting at first to try something new, then it wasn't as you hoped, and then you went back to whatever you were playing elsewhere? Or, you know, you just, what happened? Like, I want to know. So, I guess comment below, let me know. Because when I see this game, I do see potential, right? There's definitely some stuff about this game that was good, right? The colors were vibrant, the maps were at least like somewhat exciting to look at. You know, the abilities, you know, always when you get special abilities in the games, you never really know how people are going to react to that. So it wasn't bad, right? Some of the abilities were not necessarily crazy, right? We're playing, you know, Valorant, you know, most often than not at nighttime anymore. And it's like some of those abilities get to be a little bit too much. And it's like, well, why did I die here? And it's like, well, this guy jammed my gun and I couldn't shoot back. Well, it's an ultimate, which I get it, but like it's a little too much sometimes. So it leads back to XDefiant of like, it has abilities, but they're not crazy. It has gunplay. It has everything you could kind of want in an FPS game. But what made people just not stay on the game for longer than like a few months? Right, like I said, there's nobody watching it on Twitch. I'm guessing probably no one's really watching on YouTube unless there's like a bigger, you know, content creator that's playing it. But I don't know, right? This is just such a weird experience where a game went from being like, hey, this could be the next big thing, to now it's just basically in the garbage. Like, they're gonna get to a point where they're gonna have to decide if this is worth, you know, keeping servers up for, or keeping, you know, resources put into, or, you know, keeping development teams in business, or all that like stuff you gotta think about as a business owner. Like, yeah, obviously you want to make games, you want to, you know, have lots of people play your games, but at the same time, from a business perspective, if my game's not making any money and no one's buying, I think this was also free to play, right? So free to play, and no one really cares about it anymore, and it hasn't even like started. And it's like, that's some big red flags, at least from my point of view, where I was trying it, but I'm not going to care enough about it to buy skins, or to buy characters, or to buy, you know, anything in this game to make it worth it for me to, or I should say, make it justifiable to buy anything for this game. Because, like, no one's playing it. Right? If it was Call of Duty, like, even in COD, I don't really buy anything, right? I don't buy skins. I don't buy operators. I don't really buy anything other than, like, Optic. I bought their skin and their stuff, but, like, that's Optic. Obviously, they're behind me over there. I've been with them for a very long time. And I'm, like, always going to support them. Unless something completely drastically changes, then, like, they're my guys, right? They're my team. They're my organization. But what happened? Like, this game went from so good to so kind of irrelevant so fast. And even like Fortnite, right? Fortnite's still one of the biggest games in the world, but haven't touched the game in, couldn't even tell you how long, probably 6+ months. where I haven't even opened it. I'm downloading the update just to kind of see if I want to keep playing it or not, or even download, try it out again. But it's just some of these games that have such good potential that just get shot down so fast that you just don't know what to do with them anymore. Like, do I uninstall it? Do I try something new else? You know, something new out as well? Do I give it another shot? I mean, I don't know, because I want to play Val now too. It's like I've really kind of liked the idea of that game and learning a new game and another kind of first-person shooter. And it's a different dynamic than COD, right? It's one of those moments where if you've played Valorant or Counter-Strike or anything, and you come from Call of Duty, what's the first thing you do? Is you spray your gun and you try to kill somebody in the game, and what happens? All the recoil gets messed up, and your gun shoots everywhere. And those things and moments that you gotta try to remember, that you gotta kind of tap fire, shoot a couple bullets and stop, shoot a couple bullets and stop, or kind of like almost burst fire your gun. Then it's like you gotta remember those times where this is a different game than you're used to, right? You know, XDefiant was so easy to me when it came, you know, full circle, because I already know how to play COD. So it was like, jump right in, it's an FPS game. You know, figure out the maps, figure out the guns, figure out the movement, figure out all the abilities, and it came natural to me. But Valorant, it's a different experience, right? You gotta go slow, you gotta take your time, you gotta work with your team, and it's a whole different type of game that you gotta be prepared for. But XDefiant, I mean, I don't know if it was just one of those games that came out and no one was really messing with it anymore, and it just kind of went to the wayside or what, but we actually do very well in this game. I think we dropped 50 plus kills, wrapping it up here at the end here. I don't remember if we win or lose, but I don't really know what to say, right? It was a good time while it lasted, but I don't know why everyone just like stopped playing it, right? Just Valorant became a thing, Call of Duty came back, and here we are. So either way, we dropped a 50 bomb this one. I think it was like 53 or something kills at the very, very end. And yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts and comments about XDefiant down below. Did you guys ever play it? If you did, what was your kind of general consensus with it? You know, did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you play for a little bit? Are you still playing it? Let me know down below in the comment section. But either way, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you did enjoy, hit the like button down below if you haven't yet, or if you're brand new here, make sure to subscribe. And as always, guys, we'll see you in the next